me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god. They call me a god.
Let's go. I'm about to go off like a weapon. Fuel to the top, gotta feel the tension. In my thoughts.
Welcome back, everybody. Hit that like, hit that subscribe, comment down below. Let me know what you think about this video. Today, we're just going to kind of discuss what happens now, because what we had is yesterday we broke news that Dalvin Cook has actually rejected the offer by the Miami Dolphins. And what that means is probably kind of what I've been saying throughout the last couple weeks is that, of course, all the players say certain things, but you have to also remember that these are business moves that players will make in order to get themselves to have the max amount of money. And the thing is just like in a business or just like when you are buying something, it is supply and demand. So what we're talking about here is that right now, what Dalvin Cook is trying to do, because all the other running backs, they are all on teams right now. He is a free agent. So what he is trying to do is supply and demand. Supply and demand as in, if I get enough teams to get all crazy about me, I'm going to have a bidding war. And what's going to happen is I'm going to get good teams to want to have me, because crappy teams aren't really looking for a running back right now. They have so many other things. So right as we speak, it is probably us, the Jets, the Bills, the Patriots, which I highly doubt he's going to go to the Patriots. I think that's one of those that's just in there to kind of heat up the process. But what he is trying to do is he's trying to get the offer that is essentially what I was saying in the past couple of videos. Dalvin Cook is looking for the paycheck, obviously, because the thing is it's smart. It's one of those, you are an NFL player, your longevity is not certainly guaranteed, and you're seeing a lot of these players get paid a lot of money, and you're seeing them also get guaranteed money, whereas when you're a running back, this day and age, the contracts are kind of not really friendly towards them. Usually they're typically a lot of ins and outs, and it's of course warranted because they take probably the most hits out of any of the players on the team, because they're constantly, if they're not running the ball, they're usually blocking. And it's the thing about the game is that the running backs aren't predominantly used, or not used, but they're not the biggest acquisition like it used to be. It used to be ground and pound for most teams. Now it's a lot more passing. So they are not regarded as highly as, say, a wide receiver or a quarterback or an offensive lineman. So what he's trying to do right now is he's trying to create a bidding war between people, and that is essentially why he has rejected the offer by the Dolphins. But that does not mean that the Dolphins are out of the essential bidding war that was Dalvin Cook. What that means is that obviously the contract that they sent was a feeler. And what we're noticing right now is, yes, he wants to go to a contender, but clearly he also wants to go to a contender that will pay him the money. So, you know, whether that be the Jets or the Bills or one of the other teams. I think what we are doing right now is we are testing Dalvin Cook to see if he actually wants to come to Miami. And what essentially happened is, no, that's not necessarily, he said he wanted to, but it's not necessarily the case. He wants to get paid. That's what he wants to do, because again, as a running back, you know, you take enough hits, and the way his age is and how he has been and how he's been used in the NFL, I mean, he has started to rack up some injuries. You want to get paid to make sure that at least, you know, the last couple of years that you have in the NFL, you get that paycheck so that you can be steady. You know, I mean, winning a Super Bowl is great, but that is not necessarily guaranteed. It doesn't matter what team you go on. It's not guaranteed that you're going to win a Super Bowl. What is guaranteed is that guaranteed part in that contract that you are signing. That is 100% guaranteed, because that is what you are signing. And that's what he's looking for. You know, again, the Dolphins, the Bills, the Patriots, the Jets, all of them, they are Super Bowl contenders, but there's no guarantee that they're going to win the Super Bowl. You know, this could be one of the teams that you go there and they're first one out in the playoffs. You never know. But when you are signing the contract, that's guaranteed money, and that's what he's looking for. And what he is trying to do is he's trying to access a bidding war, which, like I said, does not mean the Dolphins are out. What that means is he wants more money from us. He wants to get paid from us, and that's the key here. Maybe Devon Achane plays a role in this, in that they think that Devon Achane can be similar to what they would utilize Cook at. Again, we have multiple running backs. Mostert did very good last year, and I really do think that he will do great again this year. I think he'll come in much healthier. You know, he's coming off of injuries that he had with the 49ers. I think he's going to do much better coming into this year. But also, we have a couple of holes that we still need to fill. And I think when it comes to the offensive line, that is something that we still, I don't know if they're done yet, but that's still something that I think maybe, depending on how the first couple games go or what we feel in training camp, you don't really know what these players can do until training camp, the pads come on, and seeing what they're all about, seeing if they are who we think they can be, and if they are having a good training camp, that we can be assured that they will be good on the offensive line. I think that when it comes to Dalvin Cook, to spend an astronomical amount of money on him is just not going to be smart. And I think it's something that we really have to take into consideration when we are looking after him. And I think that's what happened right now is we sent a feeler contract, wanted to see if, are you really about what you're saying with the whole you want to go to a Super Bowl type of thing? Because obviously we are a Super Bowl contender. And he rejected it. So basically what he's saying is that, yes and no. I want to get paid as well. I want to make sure that I'm getting that guaranteed money because, the way that Chris Greer sets it up, he probably didn't put much guaranteed money in it either. And if he did, the contract probably wasn't as big as Dalvin Cook really wants. And again, the Jets, they're also in this. They have a lot more cap space. And honestly, I'm not really... Listen, I think some people are scared that he's going to go to the Jets. I'm not worried if Dalvin Cook goes to the Jets. I don't think that it's going to be that big of a deal. I think we have a defense. If you are playing a game to keep a player away from another team versus actually being confident in your team to shut down whatever team that they face, I think that's a pretty crappy mindset. So I think anybody that's sitting there going, we need to get Dalvin Cook because the Jets might get him. Who cares, bro? We have a great run-stopping team. We have very good corners. And if you don't want to beat the best, then don't beat the best. The whole point is that to win a Super Bowl, you got to be the best team in the NFL. If you are sitting here saying that we have to stop a player from going to a certain team, then you don't have confidence in your team. You don't want to spend money on a player just to stop him from going to another team. We have running backs. I understand that Dalvin Cook would be a great addition, but I'm confident in our defense to stop whatever offense that we have on the other side. I'm not worried about any other team getting any other player. Dalvin Cook is Dalvin Cook. We played Dalvin Cook last year, and honestly, we almost beat the Vikings. If Jalen Waddle, with our backup quarterback, if Jalen Waddle doesn't fumble the ball at the end of the game, we probably come through that game with the W. So I'm not too worried about Dalvin Cook going to the Jets or the Bills. You want to beat the best teams. And if they're going to spend an astronomical amount of money on Dalvin Cook, then that's great. But I'm not scared if they get him. I'm not trying to sit here and be like, oh my God, we have to sign Dalvin Cook or else he's going to go somewhere else. It doesn't matter to me. I am so confident in our offense and our defense. They can get whatever player that they want to get. It doesn't really matter. That's the whole point of every season, is that you want to build the best team possible. So again, Dalvin Cook goes to the Jets. It doesn't really matter to me. I think it's not that big of a deal. I think he'll do great. He'll have great numbers coming into the year, but I also think our team can stop anyone. So it doesn't matter what players. They can get whoever they want. There's still weaknesses on those teams. Obviously their receiving core is okay. They don't have great receivers. Their defense is great. And I'm not really too confident in Aaron Rodgers being this superstar quarterback that most people have him as. I think he's going to do great as well, but we faced him last year. The only reason that they beat us is because Tua, got a couple concussions and wasn't himself, threw a couple interceptions. We were kind of kicking their butt the whole entire time until that happened. So, and with the Bills, we beat the Bills, and if Tyreek Hill doesn't drop that touchdown pass, we beat the Bills twice last year. So, again, and our team has upgraded from last year. We've upgraded everything. And I really do think people aren't taking into accountability what Devon Achane is going to bring to this team. I think Dalvin Cook is great, but I don't think we need to pay, 15, 16, 17 million a year for a running back. I think I'd rather use that money to maybe get another offensive lineman or get some depth at the linebacker position, something along those lines. Use it for something else besides spending an astronomical amount of money on Dalvin Cook. If he accepts a good offer, then sure. But I think he's going for the highest bidder. I think that's what he's really doing right now, and I don't think it's going to be the Dolphins. But we'll see. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe McDaniel really, really wants Dalvin Cook, which I could see it as well. But I'm not worried if Dalvin Cook doesn't sign with the Dolphins. I'm not worried about if he goes to somebody else in the AFCs. I am confident in our team, and I'm confident in what we are going to do this year. Tua stays on the field. We are going to be an elite team. So I'm not really worried about all of that. I don't think it's going to be that big of a deal, and I think he can sign with whoever he wants. I hope it's the Dolphins. That'd be great, but if not, we're still going to kick that team's butt. That's the way I think it's going to be. But just wanted to make a quick video updating you on the Dalvin Cook situation. As always, hope you have a great rest of your day. Fins up, baby. Peace.